Hello, I am Poonam Sadapur. Today we are going to discuss the socket address from the unit number 4, that is a transport layer. So topics to be covered is the socket address. So in last lecture we already discussed the IP address and port number. So what do you mean by IP address? IP address is nothing but a numerical value that is given to the particular device. So we can uniquely identify that IP address. Port number is same as the numerical value which is assigned to the application, or we can call as a process which is running on that device, right? So for IP address is used for we can say host to host communication, but port number is used for process to process communication. So we already discussed this IP address. There are the different classes of IP address, that is a classful addressing. We discuss the port number, that is a well defined port, standard port, like that, right? So we know the IP address and port number, right? Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about the socket address, right? So you can see this diagram. Socket address, one IP address is given and the port number is given. So IP address is what? 200.23.56.8, and what is the port number? Is a 69. Right? This IP address belong to the one of the classes, that is a class A, class B, class C, class D, or class E. You can just find out. We already discussed the ranges of that classes. This is a port number 69, right? So you can say the socket address is what? It is the combination, or we can say merging of IP address and port number. Now question will be come in your mind that if IP address is there, port number is there, then what is necessary of socket address? That we are going to discuss, right? So why socket address is required, right? Because I what is use of IP address, which it uniquely identify the particular device. What is use of port number, which is required to uniquely identify the particular process or the application running on that device. If port number is there, IP address is there, then why there is need to use the socket address, right? So we will consider the two cases. So what is a case one? That is nothing but the using only port number, right? Using only port number. So using only port number means what? We are not giving any IP address to the machine. We are just assigning the port number. With the help of that port number, whether the communication is possible or not, whether the data transfer is possible or not, that we are going to see. Now you can see here, M is what? Here is one. M is what? It is a device. It may be the mobile phone. It may be the desktop application. It may be your not desktop application. It may be your desktop. It may be your laptop, like that, right? On that machine, I am suppose I want to open my Facebook, right? So Facebook, I can say it is a process of application, right? So M is what? It is a name of that device. F is what? Facebook, that is a one application, and here P stands for port number is given for that application. So who is going to allocate that P to the application? Operating system, right? Some well-defined ports are there, some ports are already registered, like that. We already discussed that part, right? So understood the first part of the diagram, that is a M is what here? Name of the machine. P is what here? Port number given by the operating system to the Facebook, right? So I am opening the Facebook page means what? That request goes to the Facebook server. So you can see here S1 is what here? Facebook server, right? So once the request goes to the S1, what S1 will do? S1 will store the port number of M in its buffer, right? So it is a connection oriented TCP connection oriented protocol. So first connection is established, then the data is transferred. Now अभी S1 के पास क्या है? P का एक बफर में पोर्ट P स्टोर हुआ है, मतलब from this S1 can S1 का S1 can understand that data come from the machine M, right? Now what is the confusion that we are going to see in this diagram, right? Now I am accessing Facebook means what? That there may be chances that multiple user at the same time accessing the Facebook. Here I am showing only two user means what? I and one of my friend, that is a M1, right? So M is what? It is a one device, and M1 is what? Another device, right? So both the users are accessing the Facebook at the same time, right? So you can see in the M1, Facebook is having the port number P, and in the M1, sorry, in the M, the Facebook is having the port number P, and in the M1, the Facebook is having the same port number P. Why same port number are given? So you can see here, the ranges of port number is given here. That is a 49152 starting range, and the ending range is 65535. Right? We already discussed the range of the port number. Right? So if the thousands users are accessing the multiple thousands users accessing the Facebook at the same time, and you can see this range is what, it is a very limited. So it might be happen that the same port number can be assigned to the particular application. So you can see due to the limited range, यहाँ पे M1 के फेसबुक एप्लीकेशन के लिए पी पोर्ट है, एंड M1 सॉरी M एप्लीकेशन फेसबुक के लिए भी पी पोर्ट है, एंड M1 के लिए भी सेम पोर्ट नंबर अलोकेट किया गया है. Right? Now what will be the next thing? Now M1 want to access the Facebook, sorry, M want to access the Facebook, and M1 is also want to access the Facebook. That request goes to the server. So what S1 will do? S1 will store the port number in its buffer. Right? Now machines are different. Right? Here we are not assigning any IP address. We are just providing what? Port number. Right? So there is a confusion for S1 to which the reply should be sent, whether to this P or whether to this P, because IP address is not given to the particular machine. So there is a confusion for S1. So we can conclude that using only port number, communication is not possible, we cannot say, but there will be ambiguity. So next is what will be the case number 2 or option number 2, using only IP address. Means here I am not assigning the port number, means there will be the no port number for the application. We are just giving the IP address. So don't confuse that they are here. P1 and P2 are the applications. They are not the port number of M. Similarly for the M1, P1 and P2 are not the port number. They are the application. Here the IP1 is the address of M, and the IP2 is the address of M1. For your understanding, I am giving the name, or I am representing the IP address like this name IP1, right? For your understanding, IP address actually we are representing like in the decimal dotted format like that. But here for your understanding, I am giving the name like IP1 is the IP address of M, and the IP2 address of M1, right? So here we are not giving any port number. So when M wants to access the Facebook, for example, so for example, in the M, multiple processes are running, P2 and P1. So we can say P1 is nothing but the Facebook, P2 is nothing but the WhatsApp. Same here, P1 is what the Facebook, and P2 is what WhatsApp. So when the Facebook request gets to the Facebook server, so what S1 will identify? S1 will identify that request is come from the M device, because the IP1 address of that M. Similarly, S1 can identify M1 because IP2 is the IP address of M1, right? But if you see, we are not giving the port number, we are just giving the application. So there is a confusion for S1, from which application actually the request come from, right? So to solve this problem, we require the socket address. So what is a socket address? Socket address is nothing but the combination of IP address and port number, right? So you can see, you can see in this diagram, while sending the request to the server, what actually we are sending? We are sending the port number plus IP address. So you can see here, P1 is what here? P1 is what here? P1 is the port number of this application, and the IP1 is what? It is the address of this device. So both will be sent to the S1. So S1 can uniquely identify that yes, P1 is the process of this machine, IP1. So there is no confusion whether the P1 is belong to the IP1 or P1 is belong to the IP2, because we are sending the combination of both, that is a port number plus IP address. So there is no confusion. S1 can uniquely identify the particular request and will send the reply. So what is a socket address? Socket address is, as the definition says, combination of IP address and port number. So what is the first line? A transport layer protocol in the TCP suite needs both IP address and the port number at each end to make the connection, because as we said, TCP is what? It is a connection oriented protocol. So for connection oriented protocol, first, what is the important thing? First, connection establishment, then data transfer, right? So for connection establishment, what we require? The IP address as well as port number. Then what is the last line? The client socket address defines the client process uniquely, just as the server socket address defines the server process uniquely. Hope you understand this socket address concept. Thank you.